Hello there, anybody watching? It's Martin here, the Vinyl Scavenger, with a few new finds. I went to the Johnny Trunk Record Fair, or Groovy Record Fair, last Saturday in London. So met some mates there, and it was, I don't know that it was so busy as what they were expecting. But I had a good day because I found a lot of cheap stuff. It wasn't all overpriced as I had originally anticipated. First year of this, I sold at in the upstairs room, so it's in Islington Green, about a mile from Arsenal. So they were at home as well, so it's pretty busy, and you've got all these people protesting about Palestine, Hamas kind of thing. And I left my car when I drove back in Watford, who'd just been playing Millwall. So yeah, pretty busy day. I didn't hang around in the evening. They have a DJ in the evening usually, and it was a Jerry Damner's. Yeah, I just came home. So I could ramble about it for a long time, but Johnny Trunk, he does these. He was most famously, I think, did the Wicker Man. So he sort of finds tapes of stuff and releases it vinyl or digitally. A lot of library music. I think it would be not unfair to say he dresses a bit like a more hipster London version of Jarvis Cocker. I think that is how I would describe it. Sort of halfway between the golf course and yeah, Man at C and A in the 1970s. I don't know. I'm not sure really, but anyway. So yeah, I found some good stuff. Let's start with the first thing that I found. Which is on the trunk label. So this is a guy called, believe it or not, Malcolm. And it's The Sound of Malcolm. And it's sort of like electronic little ditties. This apparently, I spoke to him. I didn't get him to sign it or anything. This is his house apparently. I don't know if you can quite see that, but there's a London visual scape. Lovely blue sky there. And it came out in 2020 during lockdown. I don't think it was on the general website release, I'm not sure. So that was one thing I found. Now, I had previously met him at the first fair. He'd done an album. I'm not sure if I could find it, but it's a side of aeroplanes and a side sample of birds. So birds and planes. I don't think I can find it, but well, I probably could, but I can't be bothered, to be honest with you. So yeah, so you can release your own album if you want, no matter what idea you have. So that's one thing I found. Now, there was a seller up on the stage, had a load of 7-inch singles, 7 for £10. He had tons of Japanese singles, which I had no idea about, but I thought, look at the covers, nice, and the way they're packaged and everything. So I bought 7 for a tenner. So this is what you would expect it to sound like. This is a children's record from Japan. No Obi, but there's some pictures in it. I have no idea what it's about. Maybe Michael at Ricefield Records would fill us in on some of these. I don't know how obscure they are or what really. I mean, this is some yeah, they've all got these sort of nice sleeves like this, see, and then at the front this is I think some sort of like in Italian film, from some film soundtrack, sort of 50s, with some singing on it. Yeah, some sort of film, I'm not sure exactly. Then we had another child's one here. I couldn't tell which was the right speed to play it at, to be honest. It sounded quite high pitched, whatever speed you played it at. Excuse me. Then we've got what else? I don't know what this is. I've no idea, but it sort of looks like some sort of cosplay sort of thing, and that person has some very bizarre feet there. So this is like, to me, that sort of slightly overproduced 80s electro pop. In fact, not unlike what you would imagine this to sound like. There we go. And with a sort of a different sleeve at the back. The other ones I got from him, we've got the Ovaltines, or the Ovaltine theme. This is actually pretty funky version of London Bridge is Falling Down, Ovaltine theme. Yeah, never been a fan of Ovaltine at all, to be honest. I think it tastes a bit sickly. Sickly? Yeah, oaty, I suppose. Not into it. I've got, to add to my Johnny Morris the sounds of Torbay, I've got the sounds of the countryside, and mostly animals, what you'd expect. I think he's in Whipsnade, from what I gather when I listen to it, which is very near where I live actually. Whipsnade Zoo. Then I had You're in Love, Charlie Brown, with a story booklet there. This is on Rare Bird Records, Mara Lynn Brown, I Who Have Nothing, which is a Liber Stoller tune. Sounds very Dusty Springfield. Maybe she did it, I don't know, Wyoming on the back. And we've got a sort of a gospel record there. But Presence of the Lord is the Eric Clapton song. Right, let's bang these out quick, because I'm going to ramble a bit. Nino Ferrer, Les Sud, backed with The Garden. Now the other albums that I found there was a guy at the front was selling all sorts at far too cheap prices. So on the theme of Japanese records, this apparently is 8-bit versions of probably 1980s computer games, which I know nothing about at all, but he wanted £3 for that. Lovely cover, almost looks like 4AD, I thought. So that's that. And also from him I bought, what did I buy? A Blue Velvet, very recent reissue. I do like the film. It's a bit odd, I will admit it, but obviously it's yeah. Well, Angelo Badalamenti did the soundtrack. There we go. It's on black and blue vinyl. Yeah, David Leitch. It's weird, isn't it, with the ear in the garden on the grass as the guy has a heart attack at the start. Yeah, so that was £3. That was, yeah, that's pretty good. £2 Groover Washington live album. Thought I'd give it a go. And if I would have got round to this guy earlier, I think I probably would have bought even more off him. He also had a Chris Isaak, like a, I suppose, OG of one of his albums I haven't got, for £5, and now I wish I would have picked it up. Don't have any Ruishi Sakamoto, but I have now. This is £3. It's called Esperanto. It's quite varied. It's definitely in the avant-garde sort of camp, but it's very sort of varied album of noises. Some more tuneful than others. Now, as Rob Walker sometimes says, this I was convinced without even looking at it. I thought this cover was some sort of very recent album, like within the last 10 years or so, but it's actually a 1974 sort of jazz funk sort of album, and it was only £2 anyway. So, but I was convinced this picture was used more recently, but obviously not. No, so it's obviously like 1970s Yeah, I can see a Beetle there, Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah, and this must be, well, I don't know. If you're from America or you recognise this bridge, it goes back to Oakland, and let me know where it goes. This is a Jewish Moods and Folk Dances Shalom album, and it's actually on Sonaton, a German label. Haven't listened to it yet. Here's a nice menorah. This label is usually more associated with sort of library music. So that was a fiver. That was from a different seller. Sorry. Back to the previous seller I was talking about. So I've never seen that album for a quid, and it was in good nick, and I think I will like that. But the one I really wanted by Neil Diamond, which I've never heard and people have talked about, is this African Suite on the B-side of what is this called? Tap Root Manuscript. This is a different sort of a pressing. I think it's an American pressing. Yeah, sort of real nice thick card. Yeah, I've never heard this, so after I've done this video I will probably listen to this. Okay, £3, maybe not the cheapest, but suits me. Partly for the sound effects and partly for the retroness of it, I suppose. I know a lot of people don't like U2, but that was £4, so I grabbed it. It's maybe not the neatest cover, yeah, but sound effects or sampling of a live crowd, and let's see how it goes. I mean, it might clean up really well, I suppose. So a couple of £1 fines, punts. Aldo Nova subject, no idea what this is. Could it possibly be Canadian or, well, for £1. I've vaguely heard of the name. And this one, partly for the cover, I've got Chicks and Speed Futurism, and on the other side some guy there, no idea what that is. I can't even see what that is on anyway. And I don't suppose Alan Static Traveller is watching, but this was a part of my childhood too, although my era of him was probably more 80s. I mean, he's even still been floating around. So for £3 I haggled it down. It's the Basil Brush album. Can't say fairer than that really, can you? And it's material written by George Martin. So, not sure whether to mention the new Beatles single or not really. Well, I have done now. So, right, that is the halfway. No, I will whiz through these because in the week I was just finishing work and I had a phone call from a guy I'd been playing football with for probably 10, maybe even 15 years, and he was clearing out his loft and he had some records, and up there's tons of singles which I was rifling through this morning, not all in the right sleeve. Apparently this guy he was in Liverpool and with his brother-in-law or something used to change the jukeboxes over. So I had the labels actually somewhere. Oh, I didn't even drink my tea. God. A late cup of tea. Yeah. What would it be? Well, what would it not be without some slurping tea? So let's see if I can get this under 20 minutes. So here's some singles that I have picked out that were quite interesting. So this is on a Toast label called Don't You Know It's Just a Game, Love, Miss White and Mr. Green. And on the other side is The Coins, Crying Over You. This is possibly quite collectible. This is for taste. So this is Rory Gallagher's band on Major Minor, Born on the Wrong Side of Time, and Blister on the Moon. It's in pretty Yeah, it's in pretty decent condition, I think, from what I remember. Yeah, pretty decent. Could probably clean it. A Night of Jolly Merriment. No idea what this is. Eckington Hall, December 1972, somewhere near Sheffield. And I don't know what these are. I'll play them on my little player in a minute. Rudy Mills, A Heavy Load, backed with Wholesome Love. That label. And we've got on the Pama label, Sock It To 'Em Soul Brother, Bill Moss. And one more here. On Bullet, this is Rico, Tribute to Don Drummond, and Japanese Invasion. No idea. And there were some albums. I mean, I'll be honest with you, there was a lot of crud. I just whizzed through these. A decent copy of that, which I don't know whether I really want. I've had it before. Don't know if I really need it again. A bit scratched, but Jackie Edwards album. Just show you the label there. Very early Island label, I guess. It's number 4, I think. IWLPS 4, yeah. And we've got Reader's Digest. Oh, sorry, St. Michael. So, Rod Stewart album on from Marks and Spencer's. There you go. Now this album, this isn't a grail, but I had it, and it's embarrassing, but it's a nice copy of this. So thanks to Rob for these albums, and also he's got his personal embossed thing there. I don't know if you can see that, but he's embossed some of them with one of those sort of things. Sometimes you get like a demonstration, not for sale, not for resale. So I used to like 5 Star, so that'd be interesting to listen to again from my pop years in the 80s. A Hall & Oates album, 80s, I'm guessing. Oops. A band from Liverpool, which this guy was from Liverpool. Some white people doing black people's music. There you go. It's called the McGill 5. There we go. Terrible impersonation. Decent copy of Band on the Run. I'm not even going to show that. That is embarrassing. And then we've got a Sade album. I don't think I've got that. And he said he went to see this guy, Steve Gibbons' band. Is he from Birmingham? I'm guessing it's sort of blues or something. It sounds sort of familiar. Yeah, this is an album from 1981. And lastly, I think I've had this one before as well. I'll try it again. I don't know whether I'm that into it, but it's a Talking Heads album. So here we go. 18.5 minutes. I've finished my tea off now, and you can go. Yeah. So, and another mate in the week. I took him a couple of jazz records. Had a good chat with him. Hadn't seen him for ages. He gave me a couple of record cases. One is a horrible mock brown crocodile skin 80s record box, but he gave me this, which is quite a nice sort of I mean, I think it might clean up okay a bit. It's still got the key with it, but I don't know, this is obviously like 50s 60s sort of thing, or certainly looks like it is. So I think I might put some sort of try and collect some rock and roll albums, of which I've got a few of, and put them in here. Just have a look on the inside. I can't remember if it had sort of a pattern on the inside as well, but open it. No, but it's clean. It's sort of like a creamy, sort of colour on the inside, but it's clean. So maybe that'll clean up quite nicely. And the key works. So yeah. It's quite nice, really. So that should bring me up to 20 minutes. Thanks for watching, everybody, and catch you soon. Bye.